All right. Hello, Team Passion. Welcome to our special edition on our Team Passion call this week. It's Wednesday night, January 27th, and we usually do a diamond call tonight, but we decided to open up to the entire team and have a few of the lovely ladies that went to the New Leader Conference in LA last week to come and share with us they're going to share a little bit about their journey getting there and what their takeaways were, why you need to get there, how are you going to get there, and kind of all of that good stuff, and why this needs to be on your goal list. Even if you're an Emerald coach, you just started, you're like, I don't even know what this is. This is good because you want to have this big vision of what's next. When I get to Diamond, what's my next big goal? And this definitely is the next step before 5-star elite. This is the stepping stone. So we are going to start. Let me just give you a quick synopsis of who we have. So we have Cheryl Mina, who is a 3-star diamond, and she is my personally sponsored coach. We worked the other MLM together, and she baited me a little bit on Facebook and made a generic question of, has anyone ever done P90X? And I jumped right in. So the rest is history. And Shauna is also my personally sponsored coach, and she actually came in through a referral of another coach that isn't with us anymore, but she came through and we got on the phone and started chatting, and her journey started with P90, I believe, right? Was it the old P90?
Well, yeah. Power 90, yeah.
Power 90. And and she is a 2-star diamond coach, and so she will share her story with you. And then Hannah is down in the downline somewhere over on Team Icon. She is in the trenches over there, and I have had the pleasure to work with Hannah for a few years now. She's been around for a while, so she is a 2-star. Yes, 2-star as well. So super excited for you guys to hear from these ladies, and Cheryl is going to take it away.
Hey everyone, thank you so much, Nicole, for allowing me to share some of these nuggets. We heard lots of them while we were in LA, and hopefully you guys can take away some things from this tonight and be able to implement it into your business, and also get some things on your goal list that are really going to help you move forward. And that was the whole premise of this leadership conference. And I've been a coach for, it'll actually be 4 years at the end of next month, which seems crazy to me that it's been that long. And as Nicole said, I'm a 3-star diamond. The journey to getting to this event, when it first came out, I looked up all the FAQs and I was trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? And they're different this year, so make sure you go and read the FAQ and know exactly when you got to do and qualify for things if this is on your list, because you want to have those details in front of you all the time. So I knew that I wanted to move my business forward last year, and I was using this as a benchmark to do so. So, you had to rake advance to 2-star, and then you had to have a certain amount of elite points to be eligible to even go, and then to earn the free room, that whole 9 yards. So I was tracking all that. And then as far as working with leaders, I spent last year building relationships within my team and creating a strong bond with the people who were working with me, and giving me the energy back, and people who wanted to build and grow and succeed in the business. Have there been ups and downs in almost 4 years? Absolutely. I mean, there's been times I've been so frustrated with myself, with other people, and then make sure you kind of question what you're doing. And they even talk to this when we're at leadership. Like, some people are sitting there like, oh my God, what am I doing? Should I quit? Should I keep going? And, one of the core words that they talked about that all 3 of the leaders talked about that were there. And for those of you that don't know, The top coach, Melanie Mitro, was there, Michelle Myers, and then Bonnie Engel. They were our main coach speakers, top coaches that were there. And they all were talking about being relentless. Like, you have to be relentless in this business. You have to keep going no matter what happens. And, if things fall apart in your business, you have to just keep going. And things are difficult. It's just, you have to put your head down, put your blinders on, and keep going. And you can't let other people's opinions get to you. If you're having a bad day, you need to just take a step back and not hate on yourself, not hate on anybody else that you're working with, and just, be thankful for the opportunity that you have in front of you. I think that was something that was really key in teaching the belief system and the vision to your team and showing them how great of an opportunity that we have here. And that's really key, other than just focusing on, okay, go get a, little bobblehead doll. And that's cool. Those are nice little gifts, but that's not what it's all about. And when you teach somebody a greater vision, then they're going to stay with you too. If you're inspiring them and you're showing them how they can also do this alongside you, and you're being duplicatable and you're giving them systems that are duplicatable, then that is going to be where your coaches start to shine, and that you all grow together. And that's what you want. You want leaders that are growing with you. And one of the other key things that they talked about the whole time was Success Club. And you have to be achieving Success Club. You can't expect your team members to be doing it if you're not. You have to lead from the front. And for any leader, and it doesn't matter if you're a brand new coach or you're 5-star, 10-star, whatever, if you are growing a business, you have to lead from the front. And that's really important in anything that you're doing and anything that you're putting out on social media, anything that you're teaching to your team. Lead from the front and show them. And then it's kind of, they went through this whole process of, the wheel. I think, Nicole, we've trained on this in the past, like, I do, you watch, you do, I watch, we do together, that whole thing. And that's just teaching somebody how to do this and teaching them how to give them the proper wording when they're starting out. And that's where, a Coach Basics comes in and everything, and why it's so important to teach them the skills so that then they can go out and do it, and then they can teach it to their own coaches. And you're not holding anybody's hand. And that was key too. Don't tell them the answer, tell them how to find it, because that's just going to build a stronger person. So my Little Miss FAQ over there. Yeah, we got it. There were so many takeaways, and I just want to give you kind of like a couple more big picture, and then even like the small fun stuff. So a little small thing, when you go to any type of leadership event, and this was our first taste of it. Of course, we've been to Summit and even the Beachbody trips, you get a little piece of this too, is how much corporate puts into this for you as well. And you see this through a different eye. Like Summit is, like a broader base because there's coach to, 15-star there. This is just designed to teach you leadership skills. And that's why you want to be there. And it was so key to be hearing some of these things, that how you can help the people that are a part of your organization and how you can grow and help them grow as a person. They treat you awesome. They give you great food. If you missed that in the beginning, they give you sweet little gifts. And every time you talk to a corporate person there, they're so excited that you're there, and they want you to succeed. So one of the things that when we were all sitting there, and they said this a few times, the goal out of that whole leadership conference, the speakers and the skills and all that stuff, is to help you become a 5-star plus elite coach at the end of that year. One of the very poignant things they said, and this is true for anyone who's pushing towards a goal, some of you are going to achieve this and some of you are not. And that's just going to be the way it is. Which are you going to be? And it kind of just gives you a gut check, because sometimes we're just always like, oh yeah, I want to get there. And you're not being resilient and you're not pushing hard enough to do it. And I know I've felt that before. So these are the type of things that they're teaching to you, and they're helping you become a stronger person and a stronger leader by not being soft on you and say, oh, you'll get there when you get there, no big deal. They're like, no, you want this, you're going to do it, and you're going to do it now, and you're going to do it right. So a couple other things that like really stood out to me, a couple like phrases and stuff. There was so much, like we could go on for like hours, but a lot of times you talk about wealth creation in this business, and one of the things that I think it was Michelle Myers said, like, you don't want to bait somebody with cheap bait and just throw money at them, because then that's how you have to keep them. So you want to be genuine when you're recruiting somebody to the business. And wealth creation is possible when you solve a problem for people and you're not focused on you. You give them, the reasons of like what their problem is. And this is when you're talking to your own niche, which is so important. And then you're solving that problem, whether it's on social media or one-on-ones and things like that. And that's how you're going to build trust in people. And that's how you're going to attract people to you as well. The other things, recognition is so, so key. And they actually said, we are looking at actually making this a fourth vital behavior because we think it's that important, that you're recognizing your team, you're recognizing your challengers, you're shouting them out, whether it's on their personal social media or within your team pages or within your challenges, and making them feel special. And then the other thing that I really like too is people that, and we do this in our team, when they're achieving like Success Club 1 to 4, like those are the people you want to recognize as well, and not just the people that are achieving, Success Club 5 and above, because those people just might need a little bit more encouragement to get there. So not to forget about like people who are still working and maybe just not quite reaching that goal yet. And just, inspiring others creates loyalty, and they're attached to you and not a product. That was really key too. One of the books that Jeff Hill went through, like the synopsis was called Good to Great. And look that up. It's by Jim Collins. It was an awesome book. I kind of pulled it up on the plane on the way home and listened to a lot of it. And, it focuses on good is the enemy of great. So you have, and I remember saying this last year, like, yeah, we have a really good team and, I'm so proud of us. Yeah, that whole thing. And then when he was talking through the whole thing and the different paradoxes and things like that, and good is okay. And it's kind of living that middle class, mediocre life in that terminology, but you have to push to great and you have to keep going. And that was like, So when you look at Bonnie Engel, who went from 2-star to 15-star in a year, and she was like, guys, I was like barely hanging on getting to that leadership event. And she just went, I think she promoted 23 diamonds in 2015. She just went for it. And she, what she did, she focused on her team. She focused on increasing her Success Club base, and she focused on attracting people into the business. And, it sounds simple, but she put a lot of hard work into it. And, Melanie also talked about her business, and she gave us a lot of tips and different things. And she's got great YouTube trainings that covered a lot of it. But, the one thing she said is like she's a 3-time 15-star diamond, but she's not stopping there because she always wants to stay fresh. She always wants to stay relevant. She's always reinventing herself to keep growing and helping other people as well. So you can look at somebody that has that stature of success and they're still driving forward every single day. She's still doing her 3 vital behaviors. She's still inviting, informing, and sharing and all that stuff. She's not just sitting on this big goose egg. And I think that's really important for us to know too. And then time management. That was huge, guys. A lot of us sit there and waste time on Facebook scrolling. We waste time just kind of like, rustling our papers, like, who am I going to invite today? Distractions, people calling you in the middle of your power hour, things like that. So you have to just focus during that time. Turn your phone notifications off. If somebody calls, you don't answer it unless it's, you get somebody that's blowing up your phone, that's an emergency. Your mom calls your best friend, you call them back when you're done, not in the middle of it. Don't interrupt that time where you've set aside to work your business, because you're just going to be distracted and then you're going to get off track and you're probably not going to come back to it. So that was really key too, because that's something that you want to be teaching to your coaches as well. So I could go on, but I'll leave it there and let everybody else fill in.
All right, that was awesome. Yeah, definitely great tips. It was really cool for me to go through this with Cheryl, because I started about 3 years ago. My anniversary date is coming up in February. So I've known Cheryl for a few years now, but I didn't really know her. So it was really cool for me to connect with her and get to know her more. I don't know if you guys have followed Cheryl and her growth, but it's the last year, it's just been awesome. So it was cool for me to pick her brain and get to stay with her. So, so like I said, I've been a coach for about 3 years now. I'm a 2-star diamond coach. And as far as like my journey to getting to leadership, it was not really on my goal list. I'm not going to lie. I was in a totally different place than Cheryl with this. It was in the back of my mind. But I think a huge part of that was that I wasn't believing in myself that I could actually get there, that I would actually earn enough points. So I know that I, have this successful team, but I don't hit Success Club consistently. So I think that's why it wasn't truly in the back of my mind. I wasn't using this as a benchmark, but it definitely should be something on your goal list, because it is just such an exclusive event. The way Cheryl spoke of it, it's just, you get to go to Summit, and Summit is such an amazing experience, but you're experiencing now with so many thousands of other coaches. So, you go to these events and it's just like, wow, there are only like 460 of us. So, and you're literally learning from these top leaders, and it's just crazy. So, so as far as like, I'm just trying to think what else I have down here for notes. I loved how exclusive it was. Getting there, you just want to be part of that energy. You're around these other top leaders. And so I don't know if you guys know this, once you're a 2-star, you get put into this other Northeast region page. So you see a lot of other leaders in this Northeast region page, and you finally get to meet them at this event. And you're just like, wow, okay. So one of the team building events we were at, like Melanie Mitra was there in this room with us. And I'm like, why does she look familiar? And I'm like, oh, that's Melanie Mitro. So it's just that type of thing. It's like, and Sarah, who was one of the other leaders that was there, she was like at our table. She's just sitting there talking with her. It's just, they're just normal people. But it's so cool to see these just normal people have had this crazy amount of success because they worked so hard. So kind of as far as like takeaways go, the huge thing that they talked about too was just belief in yourself, belief in your team, belief in your challengers. I think Michelle Myers really, really touched on this a lot. One of the things that I wanted to say about that was Cheryl touched on it with Bonnie Engel. I didn't even know who she was. I was like, who's Bonnie Engel? I knew she had done the National Wake Up Call, but I didn't know her success in that year, So I related a lot to her because, like she said, she barely qualified to even get to this leadership event last year. And by the end of the year, she was a 15-star. Like, that's crazy. So it goes to show you, if you dig your heels in and you really are relentless, the way they say, you can do this. So anybody can do this, and you can do it. And so it's like, if some of you are sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm just an emerald, or I don't have enough contacts, or whatever, like, you can. It's just, how bad do you want it? How hard do you want to work for it? So you can do it. But it really starts with the belief in you and yourself. Take down those walls. Don't put yourself in that box. So another huge part of that belief is when you believe in yourself, you're also setting that belief up in your team and you know, your future leaders, because that's really what you want to be doing, is building your leaders and building your team. Comes in play with your Success Club. So the more frequently you're hitting Success Club and you're building this base, you're attracting all these people that want to help more people. You're going to find your leaders. You're going to find your runners that want to do this with you, you know? So, because there's a lot of people that say it, but they don't do it. So that's huge. One of the other big things is that they had talked about was, remember what you felt like when you signed up, even when you just signed up as a challenger. You know, probably one of the biggest things in your mind is that you didn't want to fail. And the person that you signed up with, your coach believed in you. So, you know, remember that as you sign new coaches and as you sign new challengers, believe in them, instill that confidence in them, because that's huge. So if you set that tone for them and, you know, they know that, they're like, wow, okay, they thrive off of that energy. They're going to feel that energy that you give them and know that you value them. And that really plays into how much, you know, kind of how Cheryl said, Michelle brought up like the bait thing, you know, how you bring people into this business is whether or not they're going to stay. That all comes with your purpose. So the more value that you know, put in others, it's really going to come back to you as far as what you're going to attract and the type of quality that you're going to have on your team. So you know, it's huge. What else? So big thing is that basically just want to be confident. I think the second takeaway I got was just having purpose and passion. That really related to just finding those quality people, you know, because if you have passion for this and your mission is to truly inspire others, you're gonna attract those people to you, regardless of how small you think your contact list is. But you have to be authentic. You need to be genuine. You know, if you're just saying it and you're just kind of going through the motions, but you don't feel it and it's not truly in you, it's kind of like, are you doing this for the right reasons? You know, you don't want to lead with the whole financial gain of this. You know, if you are instilling that value and you have a true purpose and passion for this and really wanting to help others get on their health and fitness journey, you're going to have that wealth creation. It's just going to come along with it. So the other huge takeaway for me was being organized, being accountable, really sitting down and asking yourself, okay, am I really doing the 3 vital behaviors? Am I really okay? Like, all right, most of us really get our workouts down. We drink our shakes. That's easy. You know, nutrition, yeah, that can be tough, but that's easier than sometimes inviting, because inviting's a huge frog. So biggest thing is mastering that inviting and building that relationship. You know, you get that down, that's going to build your business. It's going to attract those people, and you're going to hit Success Club. And the more you hit Success Club, the more you're going to find your leaders. So they just kept really going over that, you know, just what you want to create with this business. So what else? Another big thing was, that I liked that Jeff Hill talked about, and Cheryl mentioned this a little bit with his book, The Good to Great. He talked about something called the flywheel effect. And he was talking about how once you get your momentum, and you know, it basically, you know, keep your momentum going, because it's this business is simple, but it's hard because you have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. But you need to keep doing that so you keep that flywheel effect going, so you have that momentum. You know, the more people see that energy, the more they're attracted to you, and the more they want to work with you, and the more you're going to grow your team. So I liked that, the flywheel effect. Another big thing he said was, it's more about what you stop doing than what you start doing. And that is huge, because a lot of people don't want to stop watching TV. You know, they don't want to stop scrolling Facebook. You know, they still want to do whatever they've been used to doing. So if that's the case, you don't want to stop doing those things, and you really don't want this that badly. You know, so you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to stop doing to make this work? So, because it can really create this interesting life for you. I mean, look at Nicole, look at what she's accomplished. So, the other huge thing is putting systems in place. we really are really lucky with the systems that Nicole has put in place for us, that her and Mark have done. So they really talked about plugging people into those systems, you know, and don't be afraid to use those, because that's also going to help you attract the right people to you, you know, and just be able to get them in for the right trainings with Coach Basics, those coach open houses. So use those systems. And I'm trying to think one more thing. I think that might be it. I think that might be all I got. So on to you, Miss Hannah.
All right. You guys love itty bitty cracks to fill in. Can I just say that?
Hard when you go last.
So a little about myself. I've been a coach for, it'll be 4 years next month. So I think it was Michelle Myers who said, we're getting Beachbody old.
I love that.
So that was one of my favorite takeaways. So I'm 2-star, and for me, I'm glad that Shauna mentioned that this wasn't on her goal list, because I didn't even know the new leadership conference existed until I qualified for it in December. I actually squeaked in, I think, the second to last possible week, like the 19th, I qualified for it. Once I got the invite, I was like, no, I have to go. I messaged, I think, Nicole. I messaged a few other people. I'm like, this is something I need to go to, right? And she's like, oh, yeah. So once I was finally there, I'm sure they've said this, both of you have said this, but just the energy and the feeling you get just being around 400 plus other people in the same boat as you, your eyes are opened a little bigger. I feel like sometimes sitting at home, trying to get the vitals down and everything, your walls kind of close in on you. And when you get into a room like that around other people, you kind of feel like, okay, I'm in this for a bigger purpose. Definitely have to set your goals. So important. And one thing I've noticed, because I've been in this for almost 4 years, but I really wasn't in this until February of last year. My best friend and I decided we either need to go for this or quit. So I'm so glad we went for it. And not to say I ever want any of you guys watching to be in that position, but we weren't doing what we needed to do as coaches, and something drastic had to change. What I love most about this event, first of all, was meeting the 3 ladies that I was united with there, because I didn't know any of them prior to this. I had seen names and things in the passion page, but that was about it. The other thing was be continuously reminded of how amazing the company is that we have, and they've touched on it, but the belief in the company, the belief in the products. I feel like I'm finally at that place where I believe that we have the best products, we have the best brand out there. You get the full package, and a lot of times we get knocked down by naysayers, and family is I find one of the biggest. They're haters and they're gonna hate, but when you have that belief, the flywheel effect takes off, and momentum happens. And the other I guess example, Michael Neiman said he had the 2 rat example. So he had the dim rat and he had the bright rat. So the dim being the dumb one and the bright one. And he had students talked about a professor who had these 2 rats. Students came in and he told them that one was smart and one was dumb, and that they had to coax these rats through a maze or whatever to get to the other side. And the bright rat won. But it was because the students had the belief that the bright rat would win. And come to find out, there was no difference in the rats. They had no study to prove which one was better. So instilling the belief in yourself, in your team, in your mission, in your goals. I can't even tell you how many goals I've set over the past year that have been met. And it's absolutely amazing what can happen. Let's see. Fill in these itty bitty cracks. Success Club is huge. I know this personally over the last almost year of being on ball, on my A game. When I'm hitting Success Club, I notice a huge change in my business. It's not something that people preach, and I know a lot of coaches struggle with this, but I think that belief piece is missing. So you really got to dig deep. Almost 4 years ago, Nicole Jones used to say, personal development. And I can tell you, I was personally developed and I didn't need it, but I was very wrong. So over this past year, personal development has been huge. And all these little pieces and all these nuggets, so to speak, that were given by our uplines, by the team, by leadership, by whatever it may be, it helps you get to where you need to be and your goals are met. The other thing, as far as this ties into hitting Success Club, but the invite process, Shauna, you mentioned this, it's not always the easiest or the most consistent, but it needs to be. They had this diagram set up with all these little circles, and it kind of progressed you from the beginning stages where you're almost like being coached into inviting, and then the vital behaviors get a little easier, and I feel like I'm kind of at that third circle where I'm still making my list and checking it off, and that fourth circle is where you get to a place where you no longer, it just becomes instinct. It just happens. There's no struggle. But inviting, it's not comfortable, and it's not easy, but it's necessary. And it doesn't you do exhaust the close friends and family. So you need to be comfortable with inviting outside of your comfort zone, making those new friends, talking to strangers on the street, all that kind of stuff. That's going to help you hit Success Club, getting into groups and so on and so forth. Let's see, some of my takeaways, aside from they really did nail down the Success Club thing. I loved that, seeing that even the top coaches, they have real lives. Melanie Mitro, she said that she'll take her phone, she'll shut everything down from, I think it was 4:45 to 8:45 every single day. That phone is like in a drawer. Unless it's a 911 emergency, no one can talk to her. She sets strict business hours. Her team knows when she can contact her. And I struggle with this because I feel like if I don't have my phone in my hand, I'm going to miss something. I also took away that they're big on coaching leaders and putting those systems in place and things so that people have a place to look, use the FAQ, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of hand-holding happens, and I personally struggle with that. So that's something I'm working on, and directing my team where they need to go. Let's see. One more thing I really liked, or I don't know if I made this up myself. I didn't make it up myself. I don't know if someone specifically said it. But this is what I took from it, was just getting yourself out of seeing the top coaches, you're in awe, and you, in your head, you might think that could never be me. But why can't it be you? So getting yourself out of the mindset of, instead of never me, why not you? And just running after it. Like, what's holding you back? You're going to be mad if, or upset if someone goes, oh, no thanks. Like, a no is a no. Go for no. Don't let people beat you down, and always remember, like, why can't it be you? And I really love the fourth vital behavior thing with the recognition, because I know I thrive off of recognition, and I think people have a hard time saying. That's one of those things that you might not want to say out loud, like, oh, please recognize me because I'm going to do better. But I feel like a lot of us, we feel that way. And praising people for even that one Success Club point. At the end of the day, they've helped one person. And if they can help 3 people, then they're closer to hitting Success Club, and so on and so forth. So if you put the points, instead of it being a money figure, into like being with people and helping people, I think it'll make a huge difference. One other takeaway I had was we have amazing systems in place, and we have access to business opportunity calls, and all the work is done for us. Thank you, Nicole and Mark. But we need to get to a point where, as leaders, we step out of our comfort zone and we're recording and doing our own business calls. And this can be something where maybe we ask for help. Say, hey, would you mind supporting me through this, or doing like an interview style with me, or something to get me through my first call? And then before you know it, you'll be a pro at it. So it really was about coaching up leaders to really take a stand as leaders, and instilling a firm belief in our company and how amazing it is, and just spreading the word continuously. So I think that's the majority of what I have to share. They did a great job filling in those cracks.
Awesome, ladies. Thank you. Thank you. I think my favorite parts were hit Success Club, believe in yourself, and use the FAQ. Woo, woo. I know. I get nasty messages from people that sometimes, like, not anymore, but I used to. Like, when I wouldn't answer someone's question, they'd be like, seriously, can you just answer me? I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Like, so you have, like, I say check the FAQ often, because I need to empower. Yes, it's way easier. Seriously, you guys know how great Mark is at stuff. So I'll just be like, Mark, how do you? And he's like, Google it. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, so even he does that to me. So it's so that I can learn, and then I get all excited. I'm like, oh my God, I just Googled something all by myself and I figured it out. So it's empowering to do that. So I totally, totally love that. But does anyone have any questions for these lovely ladies? Anybody? We go over when you get into the diamond page, we go over more in detail, like how to earn these, how to earn elite points, how to do all that. But you should, before you get in there, you should certainly FAQ how to do that, how to earn elite points, how to get to the new leader conference, how to become a premier coach, so that before you get into the diamond page what it's like. But we do dive into it heavily in that page or on our calls. But I love the belief piece. You guys just have to believe that you can do this. You do. And it's that belief. Yes, Charlotte is on her way. Charlotte's on her way to Elite this year. She's gonna skip right over since she was so close. Skipping along. I think she's putting two accounts up to 5-star.
So she'll be at leadership in October.
Yeah, she's like,
you go, girl.
She's always got 20 Success Club points on her account, 20 Success Club on her spouse's account. They're both like rocking with diamonds. So
it's a huge inspiration. I can speak from personal context. She's in my downline, so it's amazing to see what she's accomplished. So
great, good stuff.
Charlotte's funny.
Yeah, and the recognition piece, I love that. I'm like, I don't know if it really needs to be a vital behavior, mainly because I just feel like that's like the funnest thing to do. Like, how fun is it to recognize your coaches? I think a lot of us are waiting for coaches to recognize, but some coaches don't do it. So I get that. But yeah, I love, you guys know, I mean, I do a lot of, my personally sponsored coach page is a lot of recognition versus the Team Passion page. So we definitely recognize everyone when they get a point. Every Sunday night I go through, figure out who's got points on the board, and we do, big cheering on. So
yeah, and can I add a little piece to that too for those that maybe they don't have business builders under them yet? Like if you have like a new coach come on and they're making a great post, go and like share that to your team page and shout them out. Like, that was amazing. You did such a good job. Like, they talked about like the coming out of the closet, announcing you're a coach. Bonnie Engel has them do it. She gives them scripts, a couple to choose from, what they're comfortable with, a great photo. And, and then she goes and shouts her coaches out that are, making great posts that people are like, commenting and liking and things like that are pertinent to the business, of course. So for those that don't have like a huge downline of people to recognize in that sense, as far as points or rank and that, you can still take those small pieces and always be recognizing your people in different ways like that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to make sure in our personally sponsored coach page, if someone posts their before and afters, I give them a shout out in there. They just did it in the challenge group, or, people who are struggling in the business but are like doing amazing on their workouts. Yeah, give them a shout out, because anytime someone tells me they want to do this business and then they take a step back, I make sure that their health and fitness is still on point. Like that, so if a coach walks away from the business, or they're not giving you much energy and you're not hearing from them, instead of feeling like you're going to completely abandon them because you got to work with the willing, you can just go to them and just say, hey, I just want to know how your health and fitness is. Are you drinking your shake every day? Like, just go back and check on them that they're just still getting healthy. If they're not working the business, that's okay. Just love on them for why they came in. They came in to get healthy and fit, so go back and remind them of that. And then, that'll make them feel good that you're reaching back out to them, and, maybe they'll want to come back into the business side.
Yeah, and Jeremy Red, I think it was him that said, like, everybody likes recognition, and if they tell you don't, they're lying.
Yeah.
In sense of a form, so we were all kind of laughing at that. And he also tied in, that's why Team Cup is so important too, because it builds that camaraderie and throughout, that month that you're doing it. So if you're not on a Team Cup team, get on one.
Yes, please do. It's not, the Team Cup is for you to get together with 4 other people and work really closely in a group for a month on helping other people, building your business. A lot of people don't get on a Team Cup because they're like, well, I never hit Success Club, so I don't want to let my team down. Stop it. And stop saying that, because if you keep saying I never hit Success Club, then you're never going to hit Success Club. So stop saying that. So make it a point to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to get on a team, and I'm just going to, I don't even know. Like I remember Gina, she's on here. We had a GSR, and the Fall Classic had just started, and she was like, can I get on a Fall Classic team? I'm like, oh my God, yes. She had signed up the day before. Like, she was like, what's that Fall Classic thing? And she ended up rocking out over 10 points and was doing amazing. And I have another new coach, Katie, who did the same thing, was like, I don't really know what this is, but can I go on a team? I'm like, ah! So, like, just if you're brand new and you just signed up today, get on a Team Cup. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know all the ins and outs. Please don't let this month go by without getting on a team. I keep asking a lot of us, all of Shauna, Cheryl, Amy, Lauren, everybody was asking who still needs a team, so if you still need to get on a team, please go into Team Passion and say, I need to get on a team, and someone will snatch you up. And you can start a team. You can be a coach rank and start a team. So you don't have to be a star diamond. You don't have to be a diamond. You don't have to be an emerald. You just get on a team or start a team, please. It's fun.
So Carl actually talked a little bit about Team Cup, of course, and I wrote down exactly what he was saying. He was like, his words were, he's like, Team Cup causes a pipeline of leads for the next 2 months. And not only does it create momentum for your business, but it builds a wider, stronger platform in your network. The better the network is, your team of people helping people will attract more people to you. And it's so true. People see through social media how many people you're helping, because people start tagging you and stuff and being like, oh, thank you. I feel amazing, blah, blah, blah. And they want to work with you. So it's huge. I liked the way that he worded the pipeline of leads for the next 2 months. So, I've seen Kareen do something similar when she does her Go for No. Like, she'll try to get 100 no's, and and then the next month she hits Success Club, usually within the first 5 days, because she did so much work the month before. So that's what Team Cup will do for you guys.
This is why the consistency piece is so important. Like, even when you're on top earning 10, 20 Success Club points, that doesn't mean you stop. You have to always keep going, whether you're down or whether you're up. The consistency, I am here to tell you, 5 years and 5 months into this Success Club, 67 months in a row, because it just was I never stopped. There was never, I went through crazy stuff in 5 years. We went through a bankruptcy. I went through a knee surgery. I went through, Mark coming home from work. Like, I went through tons of life changes in these 5 years and 5 months. It wasn't like everything was just, a cakewalk, but I still did my 3 vital behaviors every single day, no matter what was happening in my life. I never let life get in the way, because this was number one. This is what I needed to do. I needed this business to work no matter what, for my family, for my future. And it's amazing. I love, Keith brings this up a lot. And Shauna, just what Carl had said, it reminds you of the future, because what I'm doing now, what I'm sitting here and what Mark and I do every day, like Sammy, my oldest, is 9 now, and she's already like, hey, so I'd like to be my own boss too. I'd like to make dresses, and I'd like to live in Paris, and I'd like to be a fashion designer. But can I also, run the store and make the dress? Like, I'm like, yes, you can do whatever you want. Like, so we're setting the stage now for future generations of our kids and teaching them that they can do anything. And so it's hard to see. Like, we're talking now, okay, what are your first quarter goals? What are your end of the year goals? What are your 5-year goals? But what are your future goals? Like, do that. We do that exercise in the Sprint to Diamond group, but a day in the life of Nicole Jones in 5 years. Whatever, obviously your life. What is your life going to look like in 5 years? Honestly, we did this with Smart Success 2 years ago, and Mark and I are literally living that life now. Mark's till 10. No. 8:30. No. But, he chooses when he wants to get up. Then we choose when we want to work. We take Fridays off and do spa day. It's like we have a house cleaner, we have a house manager, we have landscapers. We are living our dream life that we outlined 2 years ago. And you have to believe that you can do that. Did I ever think that I would have staff? No. What the heck? But it's amazing what you can accomplish when you believe in it, and you just have to keep going with this business. And whatever that looks like for you, it doesn't have to look like my life. Whatever it looks like for you. And some people don't want to bring their spouse home because they might kill each other. So that's good too. Whatever works for you, just set your goals, your dreams, and know that you can do anything. These ladies just proved it to you. You've seen my story. You've seen stories of hundreds of other top coaches in this company. This company is the real deal. You have to believe in their products. Please, I don't tolerate complaining on the page, but, as a leader, we don't complain about coach relations issues. We don't complain about shipping issues. We don't, because you know why? I have complete faith in Carl Daikeler that he will fix it and he will make it better, and this company will do this. I know customer service isn't the best. I know that shipping thing was horrific. I know that a lot of things happen. I get it. But there's no reason to get upset over it. There's no reason to have any negativity around it, because this company has our backs. We, for the first time, the network side of this business is beating the infomercial side of this business. We are doing more in revenues as coaches than the corporate side of the infomercials. So trust me, they want us happy because we are doing the work for them. So I'm going to end it there. I hope this call was super helpful to you guys. Ladies, thank you so much for taking your time tonight to share. And please pick their brains, ask more questions on the Team Passion page, because this is your life and this is in your hands. You just have to believe that you can do it. We believe in you. I believe in you. It's your turn to believe in yourself. Good night.
Good night.
Night.